Today I'm going to make a snubber. We've already got one, but we like to have redundancy, so I'm going to make a second one today. And I'm recording it because a couple of subscribers have asked to see how I actually do splicing. This end goes through and around the cleat. This end gets attached to the anchor chain, and we let out enough anchor chain so that this whole rope becomes tight. But it's got flexibility, and that takes the weight and the strain off the windlass. So what I'll be using today are obviously the rope, a rubber stretchy thing that feeds through and around the rope to give it a bit of give. I'm going to be using on one end a metal thimble, some different coloured electrical tape, 2 different colours of waxed whipping, a tool to help actually push the line through itself, and some scissors. And the final bit will use these 2 pieces, which I'll show you when I've finished actually making the snubber. 2 ends. So on one end I'm going to make a loop that is big enough to go over the cleat, and the other end is where I'm going to attach the thimble. So I'll start with the cleat end first. That's going to be the loop for the cleat, and that is going to be what I'm going to feed through here. Going to be the middle one. Okay, so I've done quite a few. You only have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots of threading, but I had extra, and because it's actually holding the boat, the whole boat's weight, I thought because I've got the extra I'd just do a few extra. The important thing is to really tighten it as you go. So that's quite neat. So I'm going to cut these quite short, and then I'll just burn the ends so that they all fuse together. Some people just cut them and leave them, but I'd rather see the end fused. And then I'm going to use some whipping, and I'm just going to whip around this part here, which is the front of the loop. Wow, great job, Baz. This end is going to have a metal thimble, and that will eventually be attached like this. Put that onto the anchor chain. So I've learned to give myself 5 lengths of this. 1, 2, 3. Tie this tight. Eventually that is going to go like this. Feed this into here. So take this top one, put it into the top line here. Really tight. Then take the second one and put it under the next one. This third one goes under this, goes over that and under that. And then it's just over and under, over, under. keep the integrity of the rope. And this one is over and under. One, two, three, 4, 5. So I'll keep going because I've got plenty more. Right, so that really firmly in. Fabulous, look at that. So all I need to do now is cut the ends and burn them like I did with this one. And then all I've got to do is whipping, just to be sure to be sure. So we have got our end that goes around the cleat, and we have got the thimble that is going to be attached to this, that will hook onto the anchor chain. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some whipping. This is blue waxed whipping. It's 1mm. You can get different thicknesses and stuff. And I'm just going to bind the two ends with the whipping just to make it more secure. So make a little loop. Gonna find it just about here where the other whipping is, where the join is. So I'm going to start here. I think the important thing with whipping is that it's tight. All right. Do that. So I'm going to cut the end and feed it through the loop. I'm going to pull this. So I've fed it through the loop and I'm pulling this end, and this end is pulling this end through. So there's that one whipped, and there's that one. Not bad for an amateur. I'm happy with it. And so this now, Barry will attach this with seizing wire and probably some Loctite, but this will go around here like this. So this end goes through and around the cleat. This end gets attached to the anchor chain, and we let out enough anchor chain so that this whole rope becomes tight, but it's got flexibility, and that takes the weight and the strain off the windlass. There you have it, a snubber.